Hey guys, we're the Wolfmans and we're building our dream home again right across the street from our first custom home build. So over the last few videos we shared all the progress that's been happening on the exterior as we walked you through our stucco and stone installation. We're now going to take you back inside to share the next stages in our home build. So previously we finished the framing for our main and second floor and gave you a walkthrough of our new space. We also shared how we installed the basement drains, connected them to the city's sewage system, and poured the concrete basement slab. The next stage was to spray foam the concrete basement foundation walls for some continuous installation throughout, and then frame the exterior walls. So let's take you there. So we now have temporary stairs going down to the basement. It's really dark in there.
It does.
Looks like we're going into the abyss.
Okay, so first things first, what we have on the wall here, right there, is spray foam insulation. Most important is that first layer, which can then basically act as a vapor barrier, a moisture barrier, an air barrier, just to get a really nice airtight seal, to be able to do a perfect job to seal in that the cold, keep it outside. Okay, so you have a lot of different options when it comes to insulating your basement. You could go with batt insulation, you can go with spray foam, you can go with rigid foam insulation. So in our current house, we actually have just the framing, and then right on top of the concrete, we have some Roxul batt insulation. The code in Toronto has changed a little bit, so now you have to have something called continuous insulation around your entire basement walls, and then you frame, and then you can hack that up with a little bit of additional insulation, or it depends how much R value the continuous insulation actually is. So R value of 22 for your basement insulation. So we wanted to get that in a specific way. We wanted our continuous insulation, which basically means no breaks in it, continuous, to be spray foam. Spray foam is by far the best way to insulate. It's the most expensive, but it is by far the best. So for this specific area, we really wanted to make sure we got a tight seal. So we did about an R14 insulation continuously around the entire basement wall, and then we'll pack that up with some batt insulation as well, just to top it off for us to get to the R22. We could have done the whole thing in spray foam, but again, the price becomes pretty exorbitant. Anyways, as much as I wanted to be here while the guys were spray foaming, because it looks super, super cool, I don't have a gas mask, so it's pretty toxic while they're spraying it for the first, let's say, 18 to 24 hours. So no one was allowed to be in the house while they were spray foaming. So now, just to give you guys a little look, this is what the spray foam looks like. It's just basically a greenish, whitish wrap just around the entire perimeter of the concrete walls. Okay.
So this is my first time down here in the basement. Before that, we didn't really have stairs. It was like a huge ladder. I wasn't going down here. So it's really awesome to see how far along it's come. We've maintained a lot of the structure, a lot of the layout very similar, but we made small tweaks that really go a long way. So I'm super excited to see. I'm seeing this for the first time, just like you guys, but I know this in my head based on the plans, so I can walk you through what we've done here. So one huge change is we've actually moved this whole wall about 2 to 3 feet back. So this really opened up this whole space right now.
Yeah, here, now I'm moving back basically, so now I'm on this back wall. So right between Anna and I is just under 20 feet.
So we have pretty much 20 feet of space. Wow, this feels so open. I'm loving this. We also, in the first house, we had a post somewhere in and around here.
Yeah, we had a column right here, which we were able to get rid of, which really opens the space up. Right?
And so one other thing we did differently is we made this window a little bit wider, just to really max out the natural light that we can get in the basement. It's a basement, it's underground, it's undergrade, so you don't really get that much natural light here, but we purposely made this window a little bit bigger, particularly where we wanted the play area to be, to get some more natural light. And then you'll see that we deliberately took out the window that we had over here in this space, because if we want to put a movie theater here, and we might want to have a projector right here, it just makes sense to kind of close this off, make it darker, and that was on purpose. And here's what the framers are using. You can see here, this is pretty much the layout of the basement. They're using this as basically their map
of where all the walls and things like that needs to be built out.
Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe so you can keep following along our progress. Next stage is all the rough-ins and then insulation and drywall, which leads us to the sexier part of the build.